University Hall of Fame, it is my honor to present the induction from the class of 1975, a champion of equal rights for female athletes and a true pioneer in rowing, Jean Friedman.
I don't think we consciously set out to create a legacy. We set out to be serious athletes, to push ourselves physically and mentally for the pure joy of pushing ourselves physically and mentally.
It was just a documentary piece that tells the story of 9 women that joined a rowing team before women were actually allowed to play in sports. It's admirable hearing these women's stories about their journey and hearing how not so long ago history was made. And during this time where all they really wanted to do was be a part of a sport and be a part of a team, just how negative everyone else was around them. All of these women are extremely strong, and it's admirable that they kept going, making opportunities for other women to come after them.
So I had no idea about the history of women's rowing in the U.S., and what a fascinating story. I'm sure there's a lot more like this in terms of women's sports, but I mean, hearing about how the school tried to make their rowing conditions and their schedule as unfavorable as possible, and yet still it didn't deter them. They took their rickety boat on the water and won over and over again. And it just shows the strength and resiliency of women and how we are just never to be underestimated, because we will always rise to the challenge. It was such an inspiring film to see, and getting to speak to the original rowers years and years later, and how they still have this beautiful bond and connection with each other was just fantastic.
I really, really like this one. This documentary just really shows the struggle that women have to go through in day-to-day lives. Not only just to prove that they can do something, but do something better and more efficiently than men. I think this documentary is very inspirational, and not just for women, but I think for everyone to look and see what they did and what they accomplished, and see that you can accomplish anything if you really put your mind to it and you're willing to overcome those obstacles. Overall, this one's a great, great direction, great editing, and a great, great story.
It was really exhilarating to experience. It was clear through each interview, each woman was quite passionate about her sport, and felt great pride for starting the rowing club at Boston U. The clear moral of the story here is not to take no for an answer. I really loved all the shots of the ladies coaching the new generation of rowers. And I thought it was a savvy way to end the doc with a team photograph and then flash back to their photo from the 1970s as well. Pay homage to that. It was really lovely overall to just soak in the success of these women through this film.
You definitely get this sort of triumphant feeling. You are absolutely rooting for the women, the underdogs here. Not that they should have ever been, but I liked how it started by just giving us a brief definition of Title IV, and then really diving into the story and the characters and everything these women had to go through just to get their fair share. And then, it just feels good to just see them smash it and really own it. It was, just really well done. Made me feel good. All in all, absolutely enjoyed it.
Truly inspiring. I found it quite emotional. Not only because some of the women break into tears while telling their stories, but also because it is a very emotional story altogether. I think I love the scene transitions from the younger team to the older ladies, and how even the old ladies can row probably as well as they did when they were younger. And it was very, very nice to see the old pictures and films from their younger days. It was just beautiful. I am glad I watched.
A fantastic athletic story that has not received the due attention that it so much deserves. about how women's rowing became a feasible option for women in the United States as something that they could participate in, as the same as we see with men. And we see this story told through generations, how it started and how it still stands to the tradition today. And not only just how it started with unbelievable success. I mean, that has to be noted. Their first competition, they won within 10 seconds and went on, to win notable competitions in Canada and other places. This was... They kicked it off right off the bat with incredible success and accomplishment, and that tradition has upheld even to today. So this is a reminder for everyone, not just athletes, to persevere despite any oppression or defiance that you may come up against, and to never sell yourself too short, because you never know when you may be a part of something that's truly spectacular and historic.
I love this. 9 is amazing, and I would say go into a feature film of this. I would so be there to watch any one of these women's story for the long run, or all of them, the way this is done. I definitely would watch a couple hours of this. So just a thought. Music was great and inspiring. Is just like those, Woodlawn, or just all those athletic, inspiring movies. I loved every single woman and just what they did. And I love the history and seeing the photos of the real women back then, but still captivating the essence of it with the young gals and present, and showing a few of the people in the positions now and what they're doing for the women's teams. Just great to bring it all in together. It looked beautiful. The music was wonderful, wonderfully connected to it. So I love this film, and make it a feature.